Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel or our website. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a model launched back in 2005 and still going strong. This is the Blancpain Leman Aqua Grande, technically just known as the Aqua Grande. The timepiece is 40 millimeters in a lovely satin finished red gold. Easy to wear thanks to a short lug-to-lug dimension. The watch is only 45 millimeters from lug-to-lug and a svelte 11.4 millimeters thick with a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throwing this on the wrist real quick, you can see that on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, I have plenty of clearance on both sides for the lugs on this overhead shot, plenty of clearance for my cuffs, and then we'll go down the barrel, and you can see again plenty of space on either side. You could wear this watch well on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters in circumference. I will be honest though, there's a little bit of stiffness built into the strap because of the conforming profile. It traces the arc of the case and also the curve of the lugs, so you can't pull it straight down, so there's a little bit of virtual flare there. Nevertheless, I do think this is a watch that's suitable for a 14 centimeter circumference wrist on this strap and 13 centimeters on a conventional strap that's more flexible. Taking a look at the strap itself, it's unusual. It's thick cut and substantial, but although it's made of leather, it's coated in rubber. This is in order to give you a luxury product that you can also take swimming, as the Aqua is 100 meters water resistant. Just press the I believe button. I realize 100 meters is not 330 feet. We're going to continue. And the fun thing about this watch is because it is rubber on its underside as well, you get this wonderful silky feeling against the wrist. It really is quite special. You'll also appreciate that this is a brand new Blancpain factory strap, so you will be the first to crimp and gouge it. You will do so with this, a wonderful leaf spring system. I believe this is the GNF Chatelain system, also used by Richard Mille. I think that is the supplier for this component. It is a double deployant in red gold with a combination of media blasting and polishing of the red gold, and then you can see the leaf spring at center that causes it to snap shut. Beautifully satin finished on its exterior along with some polish. The Blancpain buckle helps to keep this watch secure on the wrist while donning or removing at bedside. That's the advantage of a deployant. The case is lovely. It is the Le Mans case that is beautiful and not lacking in charm or strength of line in spite of its compact dimensions. You can see that double guerdron, double-stepped, double-domed bezel. It adds a lot of visual strength. You can also see that the lugs are dramatically stepped out from the case, as they are also on the 50 fathoms, Blancpain blazoned across the side. And there's a contrast in the finish, as there's longitudinal circumferential satin finish on the bezel, but then the satin on the side is resolutely vertical. You'll also note that the satin on the lug hoods is longitudinal, so it makes for a nice subtle contrast, and that's all by virtue of the direction of the graining. There is a slight shear guard structure for the crown, which is a screw-down unit. Again, it's a highly water-resistant watch. And then we have underneath the sapphire crystal a black gloss dial with a downwardly stepped hour track. You can see rose gold applique triarabic numerals 9, 12, and 3, applique rose gold indices, rose gold hands, a lovely counterweighted dart style seconds hand. There is a double-digit date, and it is the Grande dot after all. In case you're wondering, yes, there is a quick set system. And how much do you love the serifs on these numerals? The typeface chosen for these numbers is outstanding and immensely entertaining. I love rolling through this date just for the numeral flourishes. Now the watch, of course, features a high horology caliber. We're going to turn this one over. Twin mainspring barrels, the caliber 6950. It's based on the immortal Frederic Piguet 1185, so the twin barrels release torque in a very even fashion. So after, for example, 24 or 48 hours, you're not going to see a huge drop-off in balance amplitude like you would with a single barrel movement. It also gives you a robust power reserve of 70 hours, and it beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's adjusted in 5 positions like a chronometer and pivots on 35 joules. It does not feature hacking seconds, but it does have that quick set function that we just noted. Now you'll see that the beveling on the edge of every bridge, as well as the inner face of the rotor, is quite broad and mirrored. The bluing of the screws is dark, and the quality of the oxidation is high. You can really see it across all of the blued screws used in this movement. The Côte de Genève are deeply ridged, and that goes for both the rotor and the bridges themselves. And if you look closely, closely, you can see there's engine turning or perlage underneath the balance on the base plate. Let me try to show you some more of the mirrored edges of these bridges. The rounded mirrored chamfer truly is gloriously beautiful. This watch richly deserves its display case back. A high horology watch from a high horology brand with a high horology movement. Remember, the Frédéric Piguet movement used in this watch is now produced by what is called manufacturer Blancpain, as for the last decade, Blancpain has owned Frédéric Piguet, so this is an all in-house effort. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we're back with the Aqua Lung. Tons of lume.